So it was just announced today that Team 17, the publisher behind games like Hell Let Loose and, formerly Ready or Not, has actually acquired the Hell Let Loose IP from Black Matter. We're going to go through the whole press release here, discuss what that means for the future of Black Matter, for the future of Hell Let Loose, and everything in between. As somebody who backed the original Kickstarter for Hell Let Loose, this is actually really interesting. Leave a like on the video and subscribe for more FPS content, and we're going to get into it all here. So the press release starts off by saying that Team 17, they pat themselves on the back by saying they're a global games entertainment label, basically is pleased to announce the acquisition of all rights and assets of Hell Let Loose, an existing third-party title, to our first-party family for an initial consideration of £31 million, plus a contingent earnout consideration of up to a maximum of £15 million. The acquisition's initial consideration will be satisfied through a combination of £19 million in cash from existing reserves and the issue of 1.5 million consideration shares valued at around 11.25 million pounds. This is actually a lot of money. So they go on to say a separate development contract has been agreed to cover the transitional period over the next 18 months, which includes delivery of services and significant content to support the next stage of growth in terms of revenue and IP value for the Hell Let Loose franchise. They say that it's an existing Team 17 games label third-party title, and as a result of the acquisition, will become part of the label's first-party portfolio. The acquisition supports Team 17 to further expand its own IP and franchise footprint, and it will enable Team 17 to create additional opportunities to extend the life cycle of the existing game, including further downloadable content and ongoing support, as well as exploring potential sequels and other commercial opportunities for the Hell Let Loose IP. So Black Matter, the original developers of Hell Let Loose, sold the game to Team 17, and for the next 18 months are going to be continuing working on this game to build it up and get it ready, for the next stage of growth for Hell Let Loose. Now, the CEO, founder Max Ray of Black Matter says this is a wonderful opportunity for our fans and a logical next step up in the development of Hell Let Loose as a brand. Team 17 love our brand and community as we do, which has expanded across multiple platforms successfully. And for those who don't know, Hell Let Loose, with the help of Team 17, was able to launch on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S back in October of 2021. But what does all of this mean for the future of Black Matter? Basically, they don't own the rights to their game anymore. They sold it to Team 17, and that means for the next 18 months they're going to be locked into this contract to continue working on the game. But after the next 18 months, as of starting on January 6th, they don't have a franchise. They don't have that IP, and they're going to most likely be working on something else, or Team 17 might just acquire the studio altogether. I don't know. So I've been sitting here for the last half an hour after reading this press release, just trying to figure out how I feel about it, to kind of put it into words. I'm mixed about the whole thing. I feel like Hell Let Loose as an IP and as a franchise has a potential to really do some damage in the AAA space. If more people start playing it, if it could get potentially a sequel that would end up on consoles very quick, it could start to take on the big guys in the Call of Duties and the Battlefields if the right resources are put there and enough people in the marketing and all that stuff. It is a great opportunity for Hell Let Loose as a game and as an IP to flourish, which is great. That being said, for Black Matter, when we initially backed the Kickstarter, it was all because we believed in them. We believed in what they were going to do, and the fact that they no longer own the Hell Let Loose IP, kind of bittersweet in my opinion. I get that it's to make the game flourish and potentially, open up to more audiences and markets, but a little part of me feels like something just kind of was pulled away from that indie grassroots movement and moving towards more of a corporate, business environment. When we see stuff, they're throwing around millions of dollars when it comes to this game, it's great. The opportunity is great. It's kind of like when people come into my live stream and they're just like, it's really nice that you're not so big that you can still read chat and interact with everybody. And like, I get both sides of it. You want it to remain grassroots. You want it to remain indie, but at the same time, you also want to see these games flourish and blow up and do all of these great things and become like a household name if the potential's there. And I think with Hell Let Loose, maybe a sequel in the future, I think it is. The game's great. And it's not like Black Matter doesn't have any skin in the game. They are obviously given shares, I think, to the tune of around 1.5 million shares, valued at around 11 million pounds. So they have every reason to want to make this game as popular as possible. I just wish at the end of the day they kept those rights, because there's something about it. That would be like me selling my Big Fry brand to a larger corporation just to allow it to flourish. At the end of the day, it's something that I don't actually own anymore. And for me, I don't know if any amount of money would make me do that. Obviously, they're trying to go for the long term, and they might have plans for future shooters or future games that they want to work on. And this just solidified that studio and allowed them to secure their future, which you gotta love. But I'm still just a little bittersweet about it. I wish them all the best. This is a huge acquisition for Team 17, and I'm actually kind of starting to wonder if this is the conversation that happened with Void Interactive and Ready or Not. If Team 17 is willing to drop this much money, and as they say in their press release here, this will be the first signing under a new core gaming label to be created under the group. They say that this new label will utilize dedicated funds, providing a specific focus to source the best core gaming content across the globe. So I'm wondering if Team 17 didn't try to buy Ready or Not, and when those discussions fell through, maybe Void Interactive stepped away and said, fuck that, we're keeping our rights and we're retaining the ownership of the Ready or Not IP. Who knows? It just seems like the timing of both of those things, Team 17 falling out with Void and then buying Hell Let Loose, maybe that was the conversation that happened behind closed doors instead of, the Kotaku painting it as, oh, they just didn't want a school shooter level. Boardrooms and dollars speak above everything else. And this is very interesting. I wish everybody the best. I want to see Hell Let Loose flourish. I want to see Black Matter flourish because I bought in to that original Kickstarter and I believed in them. And I want to see Team 17 go into the more hardcore shooter realm and start investing real money into those experiences, because that benefits every single gamer out here that likes games like this. Still a little bittersweet, but it's definitely a lot more positive than negative when it comes to this. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, and leave a like on the video, subscribe for more FPS content. I'm trying to keep up with daily uploads. I hope you guys are liking the videos. This is all just breaking news, just one day after another, and I'm very excited to be covering FPSs moving into 2022. There's actually a lot going on considering just how dead last year was for FPS. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next one.